वाक्यविदुधत्तमतां ददानं कृत्वे सदा हृदिगुरुं करुणाकराख्यं लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यां वतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि. In the previous lecture, we saw about Vayu. We were looking at the Panchabhutas. First, we saw Akasha. Then we saw Vayu. Akashat Vayuhu. In that Vayu, we saw about Vayu and Prana. We said Prana is a Vayu Vishesha. And we also talked about the Pancha Pranas. Prana, Vyana, Apana, Udana and Samana. Now, we will see the next one. Agni. Vayor Agni. Agni, which is generally translated as fire, could many times be used in the context of heat, not necessarily fire. If by chance I am not audible, please let me know. Okay. I hope I am audible. So, this Agni, how did it come? We said Vayu or Agni. Vayu needs to be there for Agni to be there. Now, science is also accepting this. Science says for fire to exist, you need oxygen. So, when translated as fire, it is easy. Vayu or Agni. When translated as heat, how would we understand it? Heat can exist only when particles exist. And when particles exist, just like that, they might have some temperature, but generation of heat would happen only through movement. What causes that movement? Vayu causes that movement. Maybe in that way, we could understand it from a scientific perspective. So, Agni is mentioned. We were seeing previously about Trivritkaranam and Panchikaranam. While speaking about Trivritkaranam, we had mentioned Tejas. Tejas is associated with Agni at the end of the day. Tejas literally means radiance. What would give you radiance? Fire would give. So Agni is associated with Tejas. We can understand it that way. This Agni is said to be very pure. No matter what happens, Agni remains pure. Even if you put a pollutant inside Agni, Agni will remain pure. Think about it. When you put something in Akasha, Akasha is space, right? In space, you are putting something, you are keeping some object. That is all. That Akasha is still there. It is spread out, both inside and outside of that object. The other elements are not like that. Yes, hello? What happened? Okay. I hope I'm audible. Let me know if I'm not. So, if you look at the other elements, they are not spread out. You look at Vayu. Vayu is not everywhere. And Vayu can be polluted. Air pollution is easy for us to understand. We see so many vehicles. We see stubble burning. We can see that Vayu gets polluted. But Agni, by nature, cannot get polluted no matter what is done. You put something into fire, either that thing will burn or that thing will not burn. But fire will not become impure. Is it so? Does fire always remain pure? It could be asked that in Ramayana, in Srimad Ramayana, Balakanda, we see a story of Maricha and Subahu throwing meat into fire and making it impure. How is it possible that we call fire as pure when, as per Srimad Ramayana, it does become impure? The answer is that it is the yajna that is being hit. It is the yajna that is getting affected and not the Agni. Agni by itself never became impure, but the yajna demands that only specific items be used within that radius. Only specific items be offered to the fire. When the wrong items are offered to the fire, the yajna will lose its good benefits and could even start giving bad results. That is what happened. So we should not misunderstand the malice of Maricha and Subahu. They made the ritual impure. Understand it. So this fire is very important in yajna. Yajna itself is of many types, where the word yajante has been used in the Veda. We understand it to be a yajna. Where juhoti has been used, we understand it to be homa. So yajna does not necessarily refer to a ritual in which fire is involved. This is another that we should remember. For example, when we take into consideration Brahma Yajna, Brahma Yajna refers to the daily Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya not implying self study here, implying a kind of self revision that is done, wherein a chapter from the Shruti is recited. So, by reciting a chapter from the Shruti, that counts as Brahma Yajna. It does not have fire. So, is Agni always associated with Yajna? Not necessarily. That should be understood by us. Agni is the transporter of whatever is offered in Yajna, given in the scriptures regarding this. Once the Asuras understood that Devas are getting their stomachs filled only because of the offerings given to them in Yajnas. How were the offerings reaching them? Whatever was put into Agni, that would transform into food for the Devas and would be carried by Agni. These were very ancient times. As they were very ancient times, the Devas had not yet tasted Amrita. They were not immortal. The Asuras, in an attempt, killed Agnideva. His younger brother was then appointed as the next Agnideva. He was also killed. In this manner, it went on till the last brother's turn came. The Devas said, "It is your duty as part of your family to do what your older brothers did." What did they do? They tried to transport and they all died. So the new Agni Deva, out of fear, thinking, "What did my brothers do? They all died. Now these people want me. They are saying it is my turn to die. I don't want to die. Let me do one thing. Let me go and hide underwater. I am not the fire, yet I am the Devata associated with fire. And I am literally called fire. I am called Agni. Therefore, if I hide underwater, people would not know that I have hidden there. They would never want to check underwater. Nobody would think that fire would be underwater. Therefore, they would not find me." Thinking in this way, Agni Deva went and hid underwater. The Devas searched everywhere for him. They could not find. But in the end, Fish ended up giving away his place of residence to the Devas. Fish told the Devas, "He is underwater. We saw him." Therefore, the Devas found him and forced him to take over the possession. When this happened, Agni Deva cursed the fishes. He cursed the fish. He cursed the fish that as they came out of water to reveal the hidden location of Agni Deva, from now on, fish, whenever they are visible from the outside, the fishermen would be able to trap and take them away. Fishing nets came into existence because of the curse given by Agni Deva to the fish. Fortunately, nothing bad happened after that. Yet, this is a story given in the Shastras. Now, how are we to understand this? Fish gave away the location, and therefore, till today, they are being hunted, they are being caught by using fishing nets. That is not the message of the story. The message of the story is that when there is a divine duty, you should not run away from it. The duty of Agni Deva is very pure, very divine. Agni is not Vibhu, yet Agni, like everything else, is Bhagavat Sharira. This much we should understand about Agni. Agni Deva is also Bhagavat Sharira. Agni as the element is also Bhagavat Sharira. Next, we will move on to Apa, that is water. About water, everybody knows. Water sustains life, this, that. Hmm? In fact, there is a famous part in the Veda called in this part of the Veda, they talk about water, but what is it called? It is called mantra pushpa. In mantra pushpam, do they talk about water? Yes, they talk about water again and again. It starts Yopam Pushpam Veda, that is Yaha, Apam Pushpam. And you will see that again and again water is being mentioned. Even in the end of Mantra Pushpam, Yaha Apsu Navam. In that way it would go. In water, he who sees a boat established, he who sees a boat in that water, he becomes established there. In this way, it would explain. What is it saying? What does it even mean? Hmm? If you see Mantra Pushpam, it would be very weird. It will say Agnirva Apamayatanam, Vayurva Apamayatanam, Chandramava Apamayatanam. How are these things possible? On top of that, each time it mentions something, it will say the reverse also. Apo va Agnirayatanam, Apo vai Vayorayatanam. In this way, it will say the opposite, say the reverse also. You would become confused. Is there fire in water or water in fire? Or is there fire in water which already has fire, which already has water? Is it a loop? What does it even mean? When seen superficially, it will not have any meaning. When seen as per the teachings of the Purvacharyas, we would understand that Mantra Pushpa is also talking about the path of elevation of the Jiva. This elevation is extremely important. So, this water is very important. We use it in so many rituals. Arghya, Padya, Achamana, all of them require water. Water is praised a lot in the Upanishads as well. If we look at Prithvi, that is the earth, this Prithvi is very sacred and special. This Prithvi has something that is differentiating it from the other four elements. What is this differentiator? Prithvi is Bhumi. Bhumi is what? You would have heard the name Bhumi Devi, Bhuma Devi, Bhu Devi. Prithvi is associated with the divine goddess. Apa is also Bhagavad Sharira. Likewise, Prithvi is also Bhagavad Sharira. It is very important for us to understand. Bhumi Devi is divine. In Vishishtadvaitha, there is this concept of Baddha, Nitya, Mukta among Jivas, and Paramahatma for the Supreme Being. Now, as per the Tengalai Sampradaya, as per the Tengalai Sampradaya, the divine goddess is not equal to Bhagavan. She is only a Nityasuri. In the Vadakalai Sampradaya, that is not there. What are we supposed to be talking about? And what are we talking about? We are supposed to be talking about Prithvi. As far as Prithvi is concerned, we Navisam, there is Shri Devi, Bhu Devi, and Neela Devi. These three Devis are praised everywhere. Shri, Bhu, Neela. All the three are mentioned in the Vedas. Not a problem. But people studying on these topics are few. Temples having a dedicated space for all the three are also few. For which reason this concept has been forgotten by much of India. So there is Bhumi Devi. She is the representative of the earth. Whatever harm Hiranyaksha did, we say it was the best way to attack. So it is very important for us to understand how it works. Hiranyaksha, what did he do? He lifted Prithvi and he put it into the sea of chaos. Please correct me if I am saying something that is not audible properly or which is sounding inappropriate. As I'm traveling and I'm very tired, it is possible that some words get missed or some words get pronounced or spoken incorrectly. Now, coming back to what I was saying, Hiranyaksha tormented the entire earth. Is the action of throwing Prithvi into Pralaya Sagara just a myth? Such a question could be asked. In fact, most people think he just threw the earth underwater. How could he throw earth underwater? Earth itself has water. It doesn't even make sense. Many people just think that he took land and threw it underwater, and then Varaha lifted it from underwater. That did not happen. He threw it into a sea of chaos, not a sea of water. The sea of chaos, is that a metaphor? Was he torturing the world so much that people simply to as He had the ability to grow the tree. He really had the ability to take a planet and toss it. Therefore, Bhagavan also behaved that way. He became much as far he could much more. Or only there. But how are we to understand it? Did he throw Bhumi Devi into Pralaya Sagara? No. He threw Bhumi, and that pained Bhumi Devi, and therefore Varaha took action. This is how we should understand. Is it clear? Please let me know whether I am clearly audible and also understandable.
Yes, Acharya, it is pretty audible and understandable as well.
Okay. So it is not Bhumi Devi who was directly attacked. Yaksha attacked Bhumi. What is Bhumi? Bhumi is only Prithvi. He took Prithvi itself and put it into the sea of chaos. This is how the scriptures describe it. They don't describe it as a sea of water. Where is the logic of Varaha lifting the earth? People might ask. Bhagavan can lift the earth in any form or even without any form. He decided to take the form of a large boar. Therefore, he did it that way. There is a stotra called Dashavatara Stotra, composed by Swami Vedanta Deshika. In that, in a particular shloka, he uses a single word to refer to each of the 10 avatars. He says, Ichhamina. Bhagavan came as a fish simply because he decided to come as a fish. Ichhamina. Bihara Kachapa. Mahaputrin. What are we focusing on? We are focusing on that Mahaputrin. The boar form, the Varaha form that was taken by Bhagavan was extremely large, and therefore he was able to do it. He is not bound by our laws. He is not bound by our tiny laws and our tiny understanding. He is not bound by anything. He can become a boar and lift the earth. He can become a tiger and lift the earth. He can become a human and play football with the earth also. He has the ability to do anything and everything. So never be or any logical statement at the first place. But yes, Prithvi is what gives us everything. It is what nourishes us. After a great sin, there was great famine. King Prithu wanted to end the famine. Somehow or the other, he wanted to end the famine. And he took lots of steps towards it. It is in his honor that Prithvi is named as Prithvi. Again, Prithvi is not a Nitya Surya. It is not Vibhu. It is not omnipresent. It gives us a lot. Yes, no doubt about it. It gives us and nurtures us well. But we should see whether we are being grateful to that Prithvi. So this covered Agni, Apa, and Prithvi. All the three are Bhagavat Sharira. How are they Sharira? We already said Sharira does not mean physical body. So all of them are Bhagavat Sharira. With this, I would like to conclude today's class. If there is any question, please feel free to ask.
Namaste, Acharya. This is Arun Kulkarni this side.
Yes.
First one is Acharya. What is the Shuddha and Ashuddha? You mean what is pure and what is impure? Not as per the scripture, as per your experience level. One thing. And another thing is maybe illogical question. Why did he take a form of a wild boar? Specifically, is there any explanation in the scriptures? Why specifically only wild boar? Why not a lion or a elephant? Is there a
If he
scriptural
had taken the
experience?
form of a lion or an elephant, if he had come as an elephant, for example, you would have asked, why did he come as an elephant? Why not as a boar?
You are 100% right. That's why I said
He
it is not
decided,
logical what
he
I'm
decided
asking, but still,
with him, with him it
scriptural
is just
evidence is
sankalpa.
there on. That's it, is it? Okay.
See, it is his sankalpa. That is it. Nothing more.
Okay,
And
okay, okay. Acharya.
and coming as Varaha is not something that he has done only once. He has done it multiple times. As a matter of fact, our entire kalpa is called Shweta Varaha Kalpa. You might know. If you do sankalpa, you would be saying, Shri Shweta